With Cantarella's release, there's a lot of information to go over. Now I wanted to get this video out a bit sooner, but as I was trying to level Cantarella, Kuro made sure to halt my progress with this message. Anyways, in this video, we'll be going over Cantarella's kit, rotation, skill priority, echo sets, weapons, sequences, a few solid team choices, and my overall opinion. Cantarella has quite the kit to offer, as she provides team healing, high damage like Brant, skill and havoc damage amplification, and a coordinated attack. The first ability we'll go over in her kit will be her Resonance Liberation. Cantarella's Liberation deals decent damage and creates a coordinated attack called Dreamweavers. Dreamweavers can hit 1 time a second, like Zhezha, and hits up to 21 times, also like Zhezha, or until 30 seconds expires. Casting her Resonance Liberation also adds 3 stacks of Trance, which is her forte energy that caps out at 5 stacks. It also counts as an Echo skill cast, which is important for several reasons. Her signature weapon contains a buff that stacks based on how many times you cast unique echoes, which stacks up to 2 times. On top of that, she also has an inherent skill that buffs havoc damage when you do an Echo skill cast that also stacks up to 2 times. Cantarella's Resonance skill does a bit of damage, but more importantly gives her 1 stack of Trance. Her intro also does a bit of damage, adds 1 stack of Trance, and puts her in a state that lasts for 25 seconds, allowing her to gain Concerto energy whenever an Echo skill is cast. This only works once per unique Echo, so unfortunately, that Thundering Mephis you farmed in 1.0 is still gonna rot in your inventory. Her basic attacks are pretty standard, with the exception that her basic 3 adds 1 stack of Trance. And now for the most convoluted part of her kit, her Forte Circuit. To enter Cantarella's Forte Circuit Mirage state, you need to have Trance and simply cast a charge or heavy attack. Now that you're in her Mirage state, her skill now becomes an enhanced version called Flickering Reverie. This enhanced version counts as an Echo skill cast, and when cast, puts the target into a Hazy Dream. Hazy Dream is a debuff that slows the enemy, but more importantly, after hitting an enemy with Cantarella, it does damage that scales with basic attack damage, for one instance, similar to a coordinated attack. Her basic attacks will also be converted into Phantom Sting, which heals, does decent damage, consumes 1 stack of Trance per hit, and adds 1 stack of Shiver for each hit. Once you have 3 stacks of Shiver, your Resonance skill now becomes Perception Drain, which does massive damage, heals the team, counts as an Echo skill cast, and puts Hazy Dream on the target for a second time. Perception Drain requires you to be in Mirage state, so make sure you don't consume all your Trance stacks with Phantom Stings before you cast Perception Drain. Cantarella's outro is definitely made with some future Havoc skill scaling Resonator in mind, but gives Havoc and skill damage amplification for the next character for the standard 14 seconds, just like Brant's but for Havoc. Now I'm not 100% certain, but I think I know who that's going to be. Probably this guy. After that long kit analysis, we can get into a rotation, but it's actually relatively simple. You're going to want to intro, cast 1 basic which skips to basic 3 like Rocha, cast your Resonance skill, and then cast your Resonance Liberation right away, giving you that Echo cast stack. This will give you all the Trance you need to cast your heavy attack to enter Mirage state. Now cast your enhanced Resonance skill, giving you that second Echo cast stack, followed by 3 basic attacks, or Phantom Stings, and use your skill to consume the 3 Shiver stacks to cast Perception Drain. Now you can do 2 more basics to exit Mirage state, cast your regular skill, Echo, and then outro. And now we can quickly go over her skill priority. You're going to want to focus on leveling her Forte Circuit, as this is by far the most important part of her kit. Next, you'll want to level her Liberation, since it also contributes to a large part of her damage. The other skills aren't as important to level, but leveling her normal attack followed by her skill, and then intro will be optimal. And now, we can get into weapon performance. In these tests, I switched to crit damage during the calculations for crit rate weapons like Stringmaster to make the tests more balanced. Cantarella's signature weapon is quite a bit better than the rest, granting her basic attack damage bonus and Havoc Res Ignore. The weapon is a bit more niche since it requires 2 separate unique Echo casts from the wearer, making its max potential only applicable to Cantarella, but it's still a solid weapon with just 1 stack. Rhyme Draped Sprouts is going to be a bit better than Stringmaster as its buffs synergize quite nicely for Cantarella. String Master, like always, is a solid pick, usually being the number 2 option, but is number 3 here, just barely behind Rhyme Drape Sprouts. Luminous Hymn will be right behind String Master, as this weapon's passive requires Spectral Frazzle on the enemy, but is still a solid choice if you don't have any of the other options. Cosmic Ripples, while not having the highest damage, is a pretty good free-to-play option, as it provides energy recharge, attack percent, which will allow you to heal more, and basic attack damage bonus. Refines don't make too much of a difference on this weapon either, making it a decent choice at R1. Augment, the Battle Pass weapon, will do a bit more damage than Cosmic Ripples, and is a pretty solid option at least in terms of damage. However, Cosmic Ripples does have energy recharge, higher base attack, and attack percent, allowing for smoother rotations and more healing, making either choice solid picks. As far as Echo Set options go, my last video covered this topic in more depth, but a quick TLDR, for most teams the best option is going to be Empyrean Anthem due to its long buff duration and versatility. However, if you're planning on getting her for a future Havoc and skill damage teammate, going for Midnight Veil will likely be the best option for her in the hopefully near future. As far as substats go, you're going to want to be prioritizing crit rate or crit damage, followed by attack percent being about equal to basic attack damage bonus, since most of her kit scales with basic attack damage, and attack percent will provide more healing and damage. Cantarella's forecast will be crit rate if you're using her signature weapon, Rhyme Drape Sprouts, or the standard banner weapon. If you're using String Master Augment, going for crit damage will be the way. For your 3 costs, double Havoc damage bonus will provide more damage than attack percent, but attack percent will provide more healing, so it's going to be a matter of preference. For those of you who have deeper pockets or luck on your side, in this section we'll be going over her sequences. Sequence 1 gives you 2 Trance instead of 1 when casting Resonant Skill Graceful Step, gives you resistance to interruption when casting Perception Drain, and most importantly, gives you a 50% multiplier buff to your 3 variations of skill casts. This ends up giving you about an 18% increase in her personal damage. Sequence 2 allows her Liberation to also inflict Hazy Dream, and increases Jolt's multiplier by 245%. This makes Jolt hit much harder, and provides around a 46% damage increase over S0. Sequence 3 gives a huge multiplier increase to your Resonance Liberation's initial hit, resulting in a roughly 70% increase in damage from S0. S4 and S5 give smaller buffs. S4 gives some healing bonus, and S5 gives you an additional 5 Dreamweavers from your Liberation's coordinated attack. S5 will give Empyrean Anthem more value, with that bonus 5 seconds from your Dreamweaver hits. S6 is a huge increase to her personal damage, giving your Phantom Stings an additional 80% multiplier bonus. On top of that, your Liberation will now allow Cantarella to ignore 30% of the target's defense for 10 seconds, resulting in a 116% damage increase from S0. Since Cantarella has so many roles that she can fill, she will likewise have many teams that she can perform well in. Just to showcase how strong Cantarella is, I went ahead and compared her to Zhezha in a Carlotta team, and as you can see, even though the Zhezha team is stronger, the personal damage from Cantarella makes it somewhat competitive. Jinxie performs slightly better with Cantarella thanks to Cantarella's high personal damage, allowing you to free up your Zhezha for your Carlotta team. Using Rocha or Sanhua in place of Shorekeeper will also end up giving similar performance, thanks to Cantarella's very high personal damage that scales with basic attack damage. You can even consider running Cantarella as a healer with a team like this one if you want to free up your Shorekeeper for another team. Cantarella, while not having the perfect teammate yet, has several good team options upon her release, is a direct upgrade for Jinxie, has a pretty decent free-to-play option in Cosmic Ripples, and is extremely flexible in her role, making her a solid pickup for just about any account. While she does have a variety of team options, her best team is yet to come. Who are you going to be running her with in the meantime? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, if you got something out of this video, please leave a like and subscribe, as I frequently make pre-release guides, and now regular release guides for the newest Resonators coming out. And thank you for watching.